This is the story about how becoming a mom
changes you as a woman.
When I look into my child's face, their first laugh, their embrace, I forget myself and I'm floating in space.
The other night I was watching a show called The Cleaner, starring Benjamin Bratt on A&E, and I was so moved by the true stories that it inspired me to do this episode. The Cleaner is about a man who hit rock bottom, cleaned himself up, and now helps others to overcome their addictions and change their lives for the best.
If you blow this chance, you will be out of options.
I'm not on drugs!
What he's doing is being an addict.
I love you, baby, but you are all messed up.
I know what the stakes are.
Is this how you help people? Yeah. They request this help?
Oh, you'd be amazed.
You need to leave me alone!
Welcome back.
You ready to stop?
Stories about battling addiction are all around us. We all know someone or someone who knows someone. That's why it's so important that we share these stories, so we don't need to feel ashamed. It could happen to any one of us. Today, you're going to meet a very brave mom who battled 10 years of addiction and then changed her life. So tell me, Barbara, what was your life prior to having the addiction?
Life was very good. We had 3 children, my husband and I, and been married 27 years. We did everything together, did all kinds of things that normal families do.
She's the kind of person that would always help and do anything for anybody.
Super mom, basically. Always taking care of us and the kids and on top of everything, you know.
You've got the beautiful husband, the kids. So what all of a sudden just snaps?
I started having anxiety attacks. I didn't know what it was, so I went to the doctor and he said, well, you're having panic attacks. So started me on medications, and a few visits into it, he told me go ahead and have a glass or 2 of wine at night to help with your anxiety. And
which pretty much all mommies do.
Yeah. And so it worked, you know, the alcohol definitely did work and it helped, but I became very dependent on alcohol and became an alcoholic.
It's hard to tell somebody that you love you shouldn't have that glass of wine when it's essentially helping taking care of the situation.
When I would take one drink, I would need another drink, right, and another drink and another drink, and to the point of blackouts many times.
So now you're in this kind of state, spiraling down. But what are your children thinking?
I lived inside my own mind, inside of the anxiety and depression and alcoholism. I don't really know what they were thinking. I did the best I could with as sick as I was. So no, they didn't really have a good mother.
I knew she was at the end. I mean, there was no doubt at that point.
I didn't know how to live and cope without alcohol. And I tried to take my life 4 times. That's very hard, to wake up in an emergency room and see your husband and your children with tears in their eyes. I didn't want to die, I didn't know how to live with it anymore. I just couldn't imagine trying to live through life like that. It's at the 4th suicide attempt that my friends and my husband, they took over for me, and it saved my life.
When things get tough, it's not time to leave. You gotta fight through it.
I said, we need to find some place for Barb. And I searched it, and Milestones came up right on the top. It was pretty much decided at that point, at least in all of our minds, that she was going to go somehow, some way. We'll fundraise, we'll just do what we have to do. We cannot let money stop you from getting better.
At that point, I surrendered, and I said, okay, I'll go.
She arrived in pretty bad shape. She was very, very anxious, couldn't stop crying, felt like her world was crashing down.
For the first few weeks, it's very hard, very difficult, it's very emotional. They do a lot of digging. So just little by little, I would be involved in the groups. I would be involved with the private therapy sessions with my psychologist. But as the weeks went on, it got easier and easier, where I was able to open up more and come out of my shell.
She'll tell you today that she still has anxiety, and it may be something she's going to have to work through for a long period of time, but she now knows how to manage it.
What do you see when she gets off the plane?
It was the old bar. It was good.
I don't need alcohol to go anywhere, and it's just, I can be a functioning mother and wife again, and a friend. And it took a few weeks. I could actually start smiling, and my cheeks don't hurt when I smile anymore, because I didn't smile before. It was rare. And I smile now, and it doesn't hurt.
To me, first of all, you got a commitment to God, you got a commitment to your wife, you got a commitment to your kids. She would never leave me either. So it's a two-way deal, you know.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing your story. You're so brave. And I'm sure you're going to just inspire a lot of moms.
I hope so.
Thank you.
There is a lot of hope. There's a lot of hope.
For more inspiring stories, tune in to the Season 2 premiere of The Cleaner, June 23rd at 10, 9 Central on A&E.
Hey Mom, I wanted to congratulate you for how well you've been doing lately. We're just all really proud of you.
I just remember when you came home off the plane and you were the happiest person I've ever seen.
And since you've come back from there, you've been a completely new person, and you've been the mom that I remember when we were singing and dancing in the living room. And I couldn't be more proud of you, and I'm so glad you're my mom.
I'm just so glad that you went there, and I'm so glad that you're my mom.
We all love you so much.
And I love you so much.
I love you.